One of my favorite parts in this book I'm going to look at right now, because it talks about the angels. This happens to be chapter 6, in ways that we don't ordinarily talk about angels.
Mm-hmm.
You go into the fall of the angels, you go into the good angels, the bad angels, all the way through this book, and you show how the angelic force, whether it be good or bad, explains a lot of Earth's history.
Well, it's interesting that as Christians, many times we're taught in church or we just assume that angels are something that they're a being that appeared in Bible times, but in the New Testament times, they're on vacation or something. They're not really doing anything.
Yeah.
When the reality is, the Bible says that the angels of God are so many that they can't even be numbered. They're innumerable. But there's many cases in the Bible where angels appeared to people, and they appeared to people as men, and they interacted with them. You know, the Greek word for angels is angelos, which can mean a being, but the root word there means messenger. And many times God sends angels as messengers. And here's something interesting. From the time that Jesus put his blood on the altar and the church began, until the time the trumpet toots and we shoot and we're out of here in the rapture, that time framework is called the age of grace, the church age, or the last days. And anything that happened in that time framework can happen to us, because that's the dispensation that we're living in. And it's interesting that in the early days of this dispensation, angels had such a part in people's lives. And I think it's because they believed that they could. You know, the Bible tells us in so many ways that we only receive what we believe. You know, salvation's that way. For God so loved the world that he sent his only begotten Son. He gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish. So we receive what we believe. Well, just think about when Peter was in prison. An angel shows up. And the angel didn't do for him what he could do, but the angel did for him what he couldn't do. The chains fell off. Peter couldn't do that. The angel stood him up. He evidently couldn't stand up very well. But when it came time to put on his clothes, the angel says, "Gird yourself, put on your sandals." And the angel opened the gates. And, you know, they're not our servants, but the book of Hebrews says that the angels are here to minister for us. And I think that there's a lack of believing in the supernatural in this generation.